You want to write and compile Java programs on your computer. That's why you're here. So I'm going to help you get your machine set up, your Windows 10 computer, so you can do that. Okay? So here's just a sample Hello World program. Let's see if we can compile something like this in the next 10 minutes or so. You need to install a couple of things. I'm going to show you right off the bat that my computer is not configured to do this yet. So I just open up a command prompt. Just open up a command prompt on Windows 10, and I type Java space dash version, and you're going to see that Java is not recognized, etc. on my computer. That's because my computer doesn't have Java installed yet. So I'm gonna set up my computer to run Java. And mind you, we're not just gonna set up Java. We're also gonna set up an IDE. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna install a JDK, and then we're also gonna install the Eclipse IDE. I'll show you what to do with this web page. And there's other IDEs, you might be interested in, like IntelliJ, IDEA, or whatever. But today we're gonna install just a JDK and the Eclipse IDE. So you have to choose a JDK. This is going to be like your compiler and your Java VM and things like that. There are so many JDKs out there. I have to recommend one to you, so I'm going to recommend this one because I trust Amazon. It's a reputable company, and the JDK they're providing, it says no cost. It's available to download it and use. Download and use at no cost, and there are no additional paid features or restrictions. So depending on how much you know about the different JDKs that might be out there for you, you might know that some of them aren't free. Some of them might cost you something depending on certain situations. I don't want to deal with any of that. I just want something free. This is just a class. We just want to write Hello World, some small programs in Java just so you learn something. So this seems to me to be the easiest thing to install. You need a JDK. This is the one I'm recommending because it's free. It's free, and there's no, so far as I can tell, no legal trouble is going to come with it. It gives you two choices here on this website. You can download 8 or 11. I'm going to go with 11 because it's newer and has more bells and whistles and things. We're installing on Windows 10, so let me just open this in a new tab. This is the Windows instructions. Let me just open them over here. I'll just click this here. Okay, so we need to download the MSI file and then click it and follow the steps and install it. And then we got to set a couple of environment variables. Okay, so here's the download page. Well, I got to it here. You could also just click here, get to the downloads page there. We need Windows. As Linux, Windows, Mac. We want Windows. Said get the MSI. Just following these instructions. Said to get the MSI. Following these instructions. I'm gonna click this, save it, download that thing. And then it says just to run it. So I'm just gonna follow the instructions as it gives them to me. Okay, I'm running this. Now you see where it's installing these C program files. Amazon Corretto. Okay, so that's where it's going to install. Next, just okay to everything. Okay, just a pop-up asked me to give permission. Let me just let that finish. Okay, so it just finished installing. I just click through the wizard to click finish at the end. Now I'm going to come here. It said that it was going to install in the installer. It said it was going to install at C program files Amazon Corretto. It says it here in the instructions as well. It ought to be installed at C program files Amazon Corretto. Let me just have a peek here and make sure that it did. C program files, and there it is, Amazon Corretto, and there it is, my JDK 11. There it is. Okay, so now what we need to do is step 4. Set a couple environment variables. So you click down here in Windows 10 is how you do it, and you start typing environment, and that pops up. Environment variables. Here there's a button that says environment variables. Check that. We're going to need to set a couple of them. No wizardry here, nothing fancy what I'm doing. I'm just following the instructions. It says to set Java home to be this location. C program files Amazon Corretto, and then the name of the JDK. So actually, let me just grab that string now. Let me just copy this. Okay. So I'm going to put a new environment variable for Melvin. It says to call it Java home. I'll just paste that there. Okay. Then it says I need to edit my path also and put Java home bin in there. So let me edit my path. Edit it. No, not there. Actually, new percent Java home. Where is that? /bin. That's what we need to put. Okay. I click OK. And I click OK. Click OK. And OK. So I set my path. And now let me just verify that we installed Java. Let me open up the command prompt again and Java version. There it is. Or you could type here and you could type CMD. I have mine saved down here, but maybe you don't. So you just click down here and type CMD, and there's command prompt is there. So you just click that. It'll give you one. And then when you got the command prompt open, you type Java space dash version. Okay, and so it worked. So we installed OpenJDK 11, the Corretto 11. That's what we were after. Okay, so now you know what? If you already on your computer, if you already had some Java program installed, this might not show. This might not show here. This might not show here. It might show the other Java you have installed. I don't know. In case you had installed Oracle Java before or something, it might show that Java version here, but on my computer, which didn't have Java installed, is showing this. In any event, provided that you followed the steps so far, there's no problems. No problem. So we have Java installed, so we can compile and run Java programs on our computer. But like I said, we want an IDE. So this would be one option. IntelliJ IDEA. I don't know. It seems to me I don't really write Java as a professional. I usually write Python and C# and C++ and C. I don't work with Java too much professionally, and when I work on Android, I usually use Kotlin instead of Java just because it's newer. But Java is a very popular language, and the people who write Java, so far as I can tell, I hear a lot of them talking about IntelliJ IDEA, and I hear a lot of them talking about Eclipse. These are the IDEs they seem to love. So I had to pick one. I went eeny, meeny, miny, mo, because I'm teaching a class here, and this is the one I chose. What's this one? Eclipse. We could have chosen either one. We're gonna go with Eclipse though. So I'm gonna click download 64-bit Eclipse here. I'll give you the link here. We're gonna download and install Eclipse, this Eclipse IDE. I click download and save it. Okay, give that a minute. Is it done yet? Looks okay, good. We're just gonna run this. Now we're just gonna run the Eclipse installer. And then in the next, minute or 2 minutes or seconds or whatever, we're gonna compile and run a Java program. It's pretty exciting. I'm gonna pause the video now and let's wait for this thing to start. Okay, so finally this thing has started up. It took a few seconds. You'll see the Eclipse installer. It gives you a bunch of choices. You can use Eclipse for a bunch of different languages. You can scroll through and look if you're curious, but we're interested in Java now, so we're going to install Eclipse for Java developers. We can choose the JVM we want. I'm going to go with the one we just installed, the JDK 11, Amazon Corretto. Good. And we just click install. It's going to ask us to accept some stuff. It may show you that it's going to say something about unsigned packages. I'm going to accept them. There's going to be some jar that they want us to accept. It may say something up here about a slow connection. There's the unsigned thing. I'm going to accept it. That's fine. And it may say something here about a slow connection. Maybe, maybe not. I've installed this so many times practicing this lecture. This time it was fast. Sometimes this thing takes 15 minutes. But this time it's fine. Okay. Now it works. We just click launch. Now we're all set up. We're all set up. That's going to launch. That'll take a minute to launch, and then let's see what we get when it's done. All right, it's asking us to choose a workspace. That's fine for now. We just choose this one, click launch. Okay, starting Eclipse. And Okay, so now Eclipse is started. Here's the welcome page. We'll close that. You can read it if you want. They ask for a donation. Next time. Right now we're just having a look around. We don't need that. Anyway, right now let's test everything out. Let's make sure all of our setup works. Let's create a Java project. The first project name, I'll call it first. Sure, first. Let's just create a project. And all this looks good. Make sure you click next now. Click next instead of finish. The projects now, they're asking you to create a module-info Java file. I think that's like a Java 9 thing, but we don't need that now. We don't need that now for what we're doing this class. Right now, you don't need it. If you know that you need it, put it. Otherwise, we don't need it. It's just going to be a pain in the neck. Click finish. Then we're going to have a Java project set up. When we expand this, there's a source directory. That's where we put our source code. I'm going to right-click that. And we're going to put a new class. For the name of our class, let's just put, I don't know what, main? Sure. Or hello world, whatever you want. Hello world. These IDs are pretty cool. Now we get all sorts of choices for stuff we can do with our class. I'm gonna go with this one, public static void main. Let's add a main method is all I'm saying. And click finish. All those options that they give you when you create a class, that'll be confusing for a beginner, but then with time you might start appreciating that. Anyway, here's our class as it set it up for us. They put a main method for us, and I'm just gonna put the system.out print line. Now I'm ready for my Java class. You know, now your computer's going to be all set up. Let's make sure that our Eclipse will give us the right output. Oh yeah, save it. Okay, sure. And then down here, now I'm ready for my Java class. Now you're ready for your Java class. So without further ado, let's get started with the semester. I hope these instructions have worked for you. If not, you know, leave a message either below in the comments or send me an email or something like that, and we'll get you set up right.